This is not just another golf podcast. This is Golf Underground. This is Golf Underground. We just happen to be the third funniest podcast in golf. We interview PGA Tour pros, Hall of Fame athletes, rock stars, business leaders. Sure, we talk about golf, but we have fun. All right, let's do it. Welcome to Golf Underground. Now your hosts, Wardo, Sully, and MLB Hall of Famer George Brett.
Hey, welcome to Golf Underground Masters Week. It's a big week. We got all the boys here today. We got Wardo, Wade, George Brett, Brian Sullivan. We're going to have a great week. This is the week that makes me very, very happy. And of course, Wader calling in for the bullpen. You said, hey, I got a great buddy. He's on tour. And I think he'd be a hell of a Masters Week guest. Would you introduce your friend?
Yeah, joining us today on Golf Underground, one of my really good friends, PGA Tour member Justin Lauer from Canal Fulton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Justin. Good to have you. Good to see you again. It's been a long time.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I tried to sneak down to San Antonio to catch you on your birthday and catch Florida in the Final Four, but it didn't quite work out. So this is the next thing.
I went to the Cavs Spurs game Friday night, and it was downtown was a madhouse. It was, I couldn't believe it. So
it's awesome.
I was kind of glad I got out of there when I did.
Did the crowd swell at Valero because of that, or was it kind of, they're not really that close together in proximity, are they? The course?
No, Valero is kind of way out of the way. The JW where we were staying definitely got more colorful as the weekend approached. So you started seeing a lot of college gear. So
perfect.
God, that would have been a great trip, right? Just hang out there for a week.
No.
Slide into the Masters. Of course, you're going to be there on Saturday, George.
After playing
Saturday. Sage Valley on Friday.
Right. You got that right.
What is it like?
Looking forward to it.
It sounds
like
terrible.
the lifestyle of rich and famous. I mean,
Well, I got good friends.
Who are you golfing with?
I got a guy that's taking his plane down. that always comes in handy. We have a deal. He flies, I buy. So I'm in charge of the golf. He's in charge of the flight. Corb is in charge of the wine and the dinner and the housing. And Mark Donovan, the president of the Chiefs, I don't know what he's in charge of, but we're going to get in his pocket pretty good too. Because it's going to cost us all a pretty good penny, except for Mark right now. And if anybody can afford it, it's Mark Donovan.
Yes, yeah.
So, Mark, bring your checkbook or bring your credit card.
There was almost
like the speed on the golf course. So you're going to play your boring 2010 closeout game.
That's all right. That's all right.
You almost had a spot open after one of my high schoolers almost killed him a couple weeks ago in here with a toe shank.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah.
So Mark was in here getting lessons?
No, he was in here working on his game.
Well, getting lessons. He was getting lessons.
Yeah.
He's in a good spot. He canceled his lesson tonight. So I got to go home early and watch the Florida game with Wader.
Bingo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, tell us about your bet. Like, what will it be at Sage Valley? You doing a $20
I don't
net?
know what it'll be. I don't know how good Corb is. Corb's the fourth guy in the foursome, and I don't know. I think he's done real well financially. I don't know what his game is. I like when I play golf, I play even. I don't take shots. Justin, you and I are playing even.
I like it.
He also doesn't putt from inside 8 feet.
You know,
so those are the
I
shots.
count a lot of shots. Say if I hit a really good bunker shot or a good iron to about 5 feet and I lip out, I go, no, I'm counting that. That was played that hole too good to walk away. And I count them. I turn that into my score. That's why I'm a 4 handicap. I'm normally about an 8, but I count 4 birdies around.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I'd love that. That sounds fun.
Okay.
It's also called make up the rules as you go.
That sounds very PGA Tour-esque right now.
And you know what? I don't play out of divots. I don't do that. I'll never play out of a divot. And if I have a really funky lie, say 1 foot in the bunker and the other one out of the bunker, no, I don't do those. I kind of just give myself good lies.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
All right, Justin, give us the state of your game where you're at. Obviously, you're now 36, a wily veteran out there. Talk through your game and what things you're at as you get into the meetings.
Yeah, my game right now, I'm kind of searching, to be honest. Physically, it feels fine. Mentally, not all there. I'm getting pretty frustrated on the golf course, if I'm being honest. But yeah, working through it. It's a long season. I mean, we basically have until November before everything is decided for next year. So I've got still a long way ahead of me. Yeah, just trying to improve more and more, trying to get a little more consistent. Yeah, it's just constantly a grind, and it's a big grind for me right now. So,
are you going to go Ryan McCormick and full on tape your mouth shut?
No.
Well,
did you see that?
I saw something. I didn't see
He
it.
taped his mouth shut last week in Savannah.
Why?
During golf?
Yeah, the whole tournament round.
Why? Did he say something that he regretted or what?
Oh,
Did he lose a bet with his wife?
No, just he was going so crazy on the golf course. He decided that he was just going to tape his mouth shut so he couldn't talk.
That's
How you
weird.
play?
I don't know.
I think he made the cut.
I think he
don't know
did
what
too, but
yeah.
Really? That's
Well,
weird. Hey, you've done anything weird in the golf course like that, Justin?
Nothing like that. No.
What's the
No-
weirdest
nothing
thing you've done? Weirdest thing you've done in all your years?
I don't just
throwing a club in a pond?
No, I've never thrown one in a pond. I've broken one, but I've really not done nothing weird. Just little things I do, but nothing weird like taping my mouth shut or anything.
So boring.
I saw it. I was like, you forgot to rub a sunscreen in. And I was like, no, it's tape.
Harris English used to be boring until he came on this show, right?
That's true.
All right. Get the listener inside. What's it like being on tour? The year is just starting. It's kind of cool. Good story. I was at the Houston Open a couple weeks ago. Their buddy Woodland had a hell of a time. This week was still fun watching the Valero. Like, what's the state of things right now on tour?
I would say it's in a good spot. I think it depends who you ask. If you ask Rory, he's probably a little ticked off at the whole situation that there's no agreement or whatever, or we're not coming together. I don't know. I honestly, my rookie year, I was on the pack. I learned a lot about how the tour runs as a business and whatnot. And it was a very stressful time. And I learned a lot. And I learned that I never want to deal with that again. So I try to stay away from the political side of the game. And I don't know if we're going to join with LIV or let guys come back, or what's going to happen in the next coming years or the next coming months, or who knows. I mean, there were rumors that there were going to be LIV players playing in the Players this year, but that obviously wasn't true. So I honestly don't know what's going to happen. But I do think the tour's in a good spot. I think it's kind of on the way back up. And I think with major season starting here and then the playoffs shortly after it, I think the game's in a good spot. So we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah. So speaking of Rory, if he doesn't win this week, are we done pretending he's part of the big three?
Ridiculous question.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of pressure he has to play well in the Masters every year is astronomical. I mean, ever since, what year was it? Was it
11.
2010
No,
or
14. He hasn't won since 14.
Yeah, it was 11
Oh.
when he sniped it in the cabins because Schwartzel won that week.
Yes. I mean, he has to deal with that every time he steps up on that tee box. And I know there's probably something to where he thinks about it going up there, but
For sure.
I don't know if it's definitely got to be a mental grind for him. I mean, he's arguably playing the best golf he's ever played, but at the same time, it's very hard to beat. I think there's 96 guys in the field this week. I mean, there are a handful of amateurs and a handful of past champions that don't stand a chance, but there are a lot of guys who are very hungry to get a major win under their belt. And obviously he has a lot of pressure as well. So
it's also the kind of the Tiger effect too, of Tiger spoiling the heck out of everybody for all those years winning at the clip that he won at. And if you took Rory's career right now and you called it quits, you would call him one of the greatest ever. And it's,
I think a lot of people in my generation, for sure, the generation that grew up watching Tiger and maybe not necessarily played against him, but grew up watching him, I think we all have somewhat of a false sense of hope that we can be that good and that successful all the time. And we play a game that is so astronomically difficult, but somewhere in our mind, we think we can win 10 times a year. And it's so hard to win 10 times in a career. I mean, you look at Brian Harmon, who just won last week. He's won 4 times. Yeah, one of them's a major, but like Brian's made $40 million on the PGA Tour. I'd say that's a pretty solid career. He's going to keep going too. He's been out there, I think, 14 years now. So, I mean, he's just going to keep going. But a lot of people would be very, very happy with that career. But if you ask the top guys or the media, I would say they would say that's probably not a very good career. So it all depends who you ask.
crazy.
What do you think the biggest difference is between, the Harms of the world, or even the guys that are performing day in, week out at a higher level? Like, what is it in your mind or through your lens that you see that is just different about those guys?
I think it's the way they prepare. They know exactly what to expect going into the week. And I think obviously the more you play golf courses and the more you play certain events, the more you get comfortable in those situations. But I think a lot of guys are very, very good at preparing. And that's something I've tried to get better at over time and learn from the top guys as well. But I think they're very good at preparing, and then they always show up ready to go, which I think is something that can't really be taught. It's kind of either you have it or you don't. So
yeah, you look at, like, I was thinking about this yesterday because Angel Cabrera just won on PGA Tour Champions, and our good buddy Charlie Hillier got paired with them down in a PGA Tour Latin event, and I'm looking at this guy like, how does this guy come out and win like the second or third competitive event he's played since getting out of jail? And it's like, the guy just has it.
Well, they had a simulator in a cell. I mean, he's not missing anything.
It wasn't a golf simulator.
If you think about it,
Yeah, out of here.
we all know that there's some darn good players out there on that tour, and for him to roll out just a couple weeks, as far as I know, he's only had a couple starts prior to this. That's
Right. Well,
Yeah,
and
super
Justin,
good.
back to what you started with is the mental side and how grueling it is. I suppose if you can, like yesterday, these guys leave Texas. Some of them are jumping on a plane, heading over to Augusta, and it starts all up today.
Yeah.
And if you played 2 days of that, it would be grueling. I mean, mentally, you're just tired. Don't you get tired?
I do, for sure. I've learned more than 4 weeks for me is kind of my limit. If I go any further than that, it gets really tough for me mentally. But I mean, that's the thing about the preparation kind of aspect of it. Like, yeah, the week starts over, but the veterans and the top guys, they know how to prepare early in the week. And that's going to see your PT, taking rest when you can, maybe not playing golf on Monday, but maybe just going to practice and stuff like that. And I mean, myself and Wade went through this even on Corn Ferry when we're playing in the middle of America in the middle of the summer when it's 100 degrees every day with 90% humidity, and we're flying to some events and then getting a rental car. Like the PGA Tour is a little easier in that. It's a little more logistically sound, and that's something you learn on the lower levels and just get better at times. And then you just have to relearn the golf courses. But yeah, it is a weekly grind. I feel like if you can prepare the right way, you can really be successful at it. So
Yeah, definitely. Kind of like the early week, saving energy as much as you can because you know you're going to need it. And then I always just try not to ride the roller coaster of every shot up and down, and just kind of think some point late in the season, my last year, it got a little apathetic maybe, but for being totally honest, but just tried to even keel, like really tried to not ride that roller coaster because you absolutely just crash and burn every time at the end because of that. And it wears you out way more. Grinding to make cuts is way harder than finishing dead last.
I bet.
I mean, way harder.
I bet.
And it takes way more, playing bad takes way more out of you than playing good.
Well, grinding on the Corn Ferry, grinding on the Latin America tour, grinding in A-League, AA, AAA of baseball, in baseball. I mean, these guys that are on the PGA Tour, how many of them flew Southwest Airlines to Augusta? They all do NetJet, FlexJet, Wheels Up, fly exclusive. They get there, they have a car waiting for them. Then they take it to their house. They have a chef cooking them dinner. They have their stretch coach coming over and stretching them before they go to bed. They drive to the golf course. They get their PT work done. That's not grinding to me. Grinding to me is when you're in AAA. When I was in A-League in 1971, making $500 a month, $3 a day meal money, and taking 13-hour bus trips from Billings, Montana to Caldwell, Idaho, 4 to a room, and going out and playing on a shitty field with shitty crowds. That's grinding.
that is grinding.
These guys on the PGA Tour, it's not as much of a grind, I think, as it is for the guys that play in the levels behind them, right?
I definitely would agree. But I
Mentally,
will say
it's a grind.
Mentally, it's a grind. But there's also basically 2 levels of the PGA Tour. There's PGA Tour A, which is basically the top 50 guys who get in all the majors, all the elevated events, and those type of events. And then there's PGA Tour B, which is kind of unfortunately where I'm at. I say unfortunately because I'm not in all the big events, but I get to play PGA Tour events pretty much every week. But I'm not flying private every week. I'm not, we get courtesy cars, but that's about the only nice thing. And then I travel with my wife and daughter quite a bit, and we look like a bunch of gypsies going through the airport because we have
How many bags? How many bags?
5.
And then the golf bag?
That's including the golf bag. But
That's
we have
pretty
3
good,
of the 3 of the big club gloves, and then mine, and then we have the car seat, and then we have a bin as well. So Ben Holka, I don't know if you ever met Ben, but he has this business that it's like a big Tupperware bin. It's probably, I don't know, 4.5 feet long. You could fit a golf bag in it maybe, but we keep a bunch of Ari stuff in there, and he takes it week to week and just travels around the tour.
Nice.
Yeah.
That helps.
Thanks for joining the Golf Underground. Now, the Golf Underground is brought to you by Star Companies, KC. Experience a more energy efficient and comfortable home with Star's insulation services. Regal Distributing, specializing in the distribution of food service and professional cleaning supplies to a variety of industries. Cowell Insurance, providing brokerage and risk management services for over 25 years. Sono Orthopedics, care plans backed by research and clinical results tailored perfectly to individual needs. Bob Sight Ford and Bob Sight Independence Kia, where you'll score a double eagle on your next car or truck. Lewisburg Ford. Nobody sells more F-150s than Lewisburg Ford. And Celebrity Greens. Put a custom PGA caliber putting green in your backyard for the ultimate golf experience. Now, onto the program. Hey, will the guys have fun this week at the Masters? When you're playing in it, can you still have fun doing it, or it's too much of a grind?
I think some of the guys will have fun. I know the weather's not supposed to be great this week down there. It's not relatively warm, I would say. Some guys might think it might be a little chilly, but no, I think it would be extremely fun. I've never played there, but I think it would be amazing.
It can't be as brutal as last year when the sand was blowing so hard it was hitting them in the face.
Oh, yeah.
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 Hey, tell us about how you and Wade met. I heard this is quite the story.
So I think it was 2013. We were in Augusta, Georgia at Jones Creek Golf Club. And I showed up just to practice, and we had a good group of guys to practice with. I remember getting there, and this guy is just hanging around us the whole time. And he's just got these, Chip Neeson called them welding sunglasses. They were like,
Forgot about those sunglasses.
These things covered basically his eyebrows to his nose, and they wrapped around his ears, and he just wouldn't take them off, whether we were inside or outside. And I was like, I don't know if this guy is maybe 50 years old, but he looks my age, or I'm not sure what's going on. Then I hear about the night before where they all went out. Then I start hearing some stories and how he got this girl's phone number, but then the boyfriend called the phone number, and and Wade asked his name, and then the guy asked him his name, and Wade's like, no, I asked you first or something. And then we went in to have lunch, and I remember Wade taking one bite of a hamburger and then sprinting to the bathroom after that. So, but yeah, that was the day we met. And then I think we played some mini tour events together that summer, and then some mini tour events throughout the later years there, and then a lot of Corn Ferry events together. And yeah, now here we are.
Who do you think's going to win this week?
Oh, man, I don't know. It's very hard to go against Scotty. I know he's still...
His hand, right? Wacky.
Yeah, his hand still, I think, probably bothers him. I'm sure it's not fully back to 100%. And even if it is back to 100%, he's probably not back to where he was because of lack of practice time, stuff like that. But, I mean, he's won, is it 2 out of the last 3 there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's to win 3 out of 4, I think I don't know if that's ever been done, but I think he's very, very hard to bet against. I saw a stat where strokes gained tee to green is the main telling point for how they're playing going into the week. It's 10 out of the last 12 have been over a certain metric. I mean, you got Colin, Rory, Scotty, Shane, and Bob McIntyre in the top 5. And then Sepp Straka's right behind him number-wise. So I'd like to see Rory do it just because history and whatnot. I mean, he's had some heartbreaks, but he's also won twice this year. But I think Colin, if the putter can wake up, he could do it. Rory, I think, could do it. Scotty could do it. Lowry could be a dark horse. I'm not sure how he's going to do. I know he primarily cuts it. And then McIntyre, kind of with the lefty, the Bubba.
Can definitely see that.
Yeah, he hits that hard cut. That course is made for lefties, it seems like.
Yeah.
So
does he hit it far enough?
He hits it pretty far. I mean, he's got a second gear where he can get it up to the 180s in the ball speed category. So
Must be nice.
I just don't know how much he's been playing. I haven't seen him much. So
yeah, fair.
And I know winning twice last year, he celebrated pretty hard. Both of those times.
I'm pulling for him.
Because he's lefty?
Yeah.
Well, that he likes to, if he does something good, he likes to celebrate.
Well,
a real dark horse was Scotty Scheffler.
Cantley was my dark horse.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Hey, what about the live guys? What about Rahm? What about
Who?
Bryson? Do they have any chance in this stuff? So they were playing this weekend as well. So I had both of them going, and I saw they're wearing pants now. It must have been a little chilly down in Miami. They were trying to class it up a little bit. You still heard the boom box in the background. I still have a hard time listening to club music while they're playing. What's the perception, before we get into any live folks performing, what's the perception of the live tour by guys on the PGA Tour? The legit, this is what we think. Forget the money part. Just let's say the whole package and branding of it.
I would say depending who it is, there's still some angst there just because I know the lawsuit was basically dropped, but a lot of those guys were trying to double dip per se. Like I think it was Taylor Gooch and Hudson Swafford were really trying to do both and still play the FedEx Cup playoffs that first year, which I know rubs some guys indifferently, but I don't really think amongst the top guys, at least, especially with like the major winners of the top guys, like with Rahm and Bryson and Brooks, I would say mainly those three. I know Cam Smith has won a major, but I feel like he's kind of fell off since he's left. But I don't think there's any angst between those guys because I mean, Brooks and Bryson might be on the Ryder Cup team this year. If not both, one of them probably will be for sure. But I don't think there's any angst in between. I mean, I played with a South African who plays on LIV at the US Open this past year, and it was just like I don't know, like I had some questions for him, like how the events worked and everything. And he was like, yeah, it's no different than tour events. It's just there's a lot more money and a lot less people. So it's just, I don't think there's any angst. I think if we were to join or let some of them come back, I think there would be some guys who would be pretty unhappy with all that. So it could get really interesting if that happens, but I don't think there's a big problem with it at all. So
biggest difference is your shotgun starting and you're playing 54-hole events.
You could probably have some party VODs out there.
And you got kick-ass music in the background, yo. I mean, right? George, you play better with music, right? With the boom.
Jay and the Americans, yeah, I got them booming all the time.
What's on your Bluetooth playlist when you're out of?
I'll do U2 radio. I'll do Jay and the Americans. I'll do some Frank Sinatra, stuff like that.
Do you have a walk-up song? Like if you had to do a walk, what would be a George Brett walk-up? First tee box Mission Hills.
I would say "Come a Little Bit Closer" by Jay and the Americans.
Hey, what's your thing?
In a little cafe, just the other side of the border.
Hey, what's your take on a LIV tour like a Bryson or a Rahm?
Playing well this week?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to really bet against Bryson. I mean, as far as he hits it, as crazy as he is, it kind of seems like it all has to come together one time, especially at Augusta. He plays a very hard draw. Obviously, a lot of those holes go right to left, and it definitely helps a drawer of the golf ball, but can he keep it in play? Can he keep his emotions about him? He's won 2 US Opens on 2 very, very difficult golf courses. So maybe the golf course is too easy for him. Who knows? But Brooks is always, I mean, if he's healthy, I don't know if he's healthy. I don't see anyone following him, like telling the golf world whether he's healthy or not. So I just don't think the LIV players get that much exposure anymore. But I mean, if he's healthy, I think he's a threat, obviously. I think Rahm could be just because he's won there before, but maybe he's fallen off a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell.
What the hell happened to Colin Morikawa, Tony Finau, and Victor Hovland? What the hell happened to Colin Morikawa?
I think that's just the Tiger effect too. Like those guys haven't won. It's incredibly hard to win, and you get a bunch of hype. Like Morikawa's won 2 majors already.
He's leading the tour in strokes gained tee to green this year. I mean, I don't know where he's at on the FedEx.
Why is no one talking about him though for this week? I haven't heard anybody talk about him.
Because he hasn't won, and the media doesn't talk about people who haven't won, and you can blame Tiger for that.
Yeah, exactly.
A high clip that people expect that all the time.
The guy that truly
Colin's 4th in the FedEx Cup, and no one's
talking about him.
Yeah,
the guy that has fallen off, and it sucks because he's such a fan favorite is Homa, and he's just struggling.
Max is going through it right now.
Talk about a guy that was playing some. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know what he probably got up to 6th in the world, 10th in the world.
Yeah. Club change, coach change, new caddy. I know he's got some family stuff going on. Sadly, he's going through it right now. But I'll tell you what, you watch him on the range, he stripes it. He's just going through a lot of changes that are hard to go from range to course. So
it's kind of a perfect segue because I was going to I've been around you a lot, and I even caddying for you in Boise and the Korn Ferry Tour playoffs. Kind of talk about how you use your technology with your TrackMan and everything to prepare and practice. And then also, how long does it take you to feel like you can kind of be a little bit more comfortable and take a shot out to the golf course that you've been working on, or a swing technique or feel that you and coach are working on to become comfortable in tournament play? Because we got a lot of people that think they can show up for one lesson a month and they take it to the golf course and they're never going to miss it again.
I think we all kind of go through that mentality, but yeah, I have a TrackMan. I use it quite a bit. The only thing I struggle with at times is just making sure it's charged. I don't know how many times I've gotten to the range. fully charged and it dies on me halfway through a session. But I use a lot of the combines on there that they have in the performance center of the app. And I just use it because it's more on-course preparation, it seems like. And I think that's the best way to go about it instead of just beating balls on the range. I think if you can put yourself in kind of in-game situations on the range, it can only help going out to the golf course. They've actually just added a new strokes gained off the tee aspect to it that I'm really excited to kind of try out this week. So I know it just got released last week, so I'm kind of excited to try that one just to work on. And then I've been told you can alternate between shots, so you can play like a hole to where you can hit the tee shot and then it'll spit out your second shot yardage to you as well.
Oh, wow.
That's sick.
That's awesome.
Which I think is pretty cool. As far as like adding a shot to the repertoire or anything, I'm always kind of trying new shots on the range. Whether or not I do it enough to actually practice it or employ it on the course is kind of how I'm feeling on the course and how the situation calls for it or anything like that. But yeah, it just, like, if I'm being honest, that shot I hit at Sawgrass a couple weeks ago, that crazy 3 I made on 17 in the first round, it's a shot I hit quite a bit on the range, but I rarely hit it on the course.
Which one? The third shot?
Yes, the third shot. Yeah.
The one that went the hole.
The one that went the hole.
so
I mean,
good.
I had it on. I was teaching that morning and I had it on and they showed it and it looked like you took a 9-foot deep divot. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And then it went in.
Weird story. So I striped the tee shot. I literally thought I hold the tee shot. It was right over the flag, but Chad and I must have just forgot to account for adrenaline or something. Cause I mean, every time I step on that tee box, I get going. I mean, it is nerve-wracking, but it is so cool just because there's everything around it. But I get up to the drop zone and I'm looking at it. As I'm dropping it, in my mind, I'm like, should I go back to the tee? Because this shot might be harder than the tee shot.
Yeah.
Because the greens are soft. I have to get it to this back pin on a shelf. And I dropped it and I was like, you know what? The yardage is good. Let's just try this little punch shot that I hit. It's the only shot I've ever hit from the drop zone, even in practice. So
Really?
I'm 1 for 1. So hopefully
keep it that way.
hopefully
It reminded me of that shot that you hit out of the fairway bunker in Boise on 12 when I was caddying for you. And I think that I broke the caddy rules because the shot's in the air and I went, that was effing sick. And like, I'm rooting for my guy while the ball's in the air. They're like, you're not supposed to do that.
Why can't you do that?
That's disrespectful to the other guys in the group. I mean, you could do it to yourself, but
yeah.
I'm not a fanboy.
You'd be like, in your face, motherfuckers.
So what happened on the shot? Did he make it?
Oh, he hit it to like 4 or 5 feet.
So
Is it fair to say for your TrackMan usage, you're looking at some metrics, but you're doing it more for gameplay, more simulation, and a little bit more of preparation for the week to come versus?
Yeah, I use it definitely for more preparation. If I'm working on that certain type of shot, like that low punch shot that I hit with wedges, I'm definitely looking at how far it's carrying, land angle, and how much spin is on it. So I can know how it's going to react into a green, whether that green is soft or firm, and just kind of go from there to where I know, okay, if I can carry it into this slope at, let's say 85 yards, it'll take 1 or 2 hops and then just grab. It's a wonderful device to learn those types of shots and learn how far it's actually going to carry. And hopefully you do it enough to employ it on the golf course. But I think that's kind of the hardest thing, is doing it enough to trust it and then definitely bringing it to the course. But I will say having that TrackMan device definitely makes it easier. So
one tip, Woodland went to the Foresight several years ago because of the very reason that you said. He couldn't charge it well enough. So he kept losing the iPad that went with it. So he just completely switched. It's not smart enough to charge it, so he completely switched.
doesn't he have a handler?
Which has
Maybe plug that in?
Yeah, he has a handler, but
Cowell Insurance Services is your leading program administrator for workers' compensation. They're dedicated to meeting the unique challenges of the insurance industry and assisting employers in reducing their costs. CIS has provided insurance claim and loss control services to various industries, including trucking, construction, retail convenience stores, and healthcare, as well as public entities for over 30 years. They work with both retail agents and industry clients, or a combination of the two. If you're tired of fighting the rising costs of premiums and claims, give Cowell Insurance Services a call. Their dedicated staff is ready to find you the best insurance option at the most competitive price. They can help to define or enhance your safety program in order to move you in the right direction in reducing your claim and premium costs. Contact Cowell Insurance Services today, 816-214-4070.
What's up, Underground? Sully here with a message from our friends over at Bob's Site. Now, buying a new vehicle can be a bit like buying a new set of clubs, which means When you want to drive the ball straight, you seek advice from experts, golf pros like our boy Wardo. And when it comes to buying your next car or truck, you also need expert advice so that you drive away in style. Well, you now have options with the Sight family's expanded dealership, now including Honda and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Lawrence, Kansas. And they're there to guide you to the perfect vehicle. With a commitment to exceptional service and a real passion for helping each customer, they're like the trusted golf pros of the auto world. And they're ready to analyze your needs and match you with your ideal ride. So step into bobsight.com or visit their Lawrence locations. Experience the difference of a team that's dedicated to helping you navigate your options, ensuring you drive off with confidence and satisfaction. Hey, Brian Sullivan of Golf Underground with my favorite orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Kevin Whitty from Sano Orthopedics. Hey, Doc, golf season's over. My back is killing me. I know it's football season, so you get a lot of kids coming in, blown ACLs, all sorts of body parts with problems. And then, of course, those baseball players. I know you fix a lot of elbows. Why is Sano Orthopedics the absolute best sports medicine orthopedic group in Kansas City?
Well, if you want to see the guys in town who've had the best orthopedic fellowship training in sports medicine, including training with Dr. James Andrews and Dr. Larry Lemack, come see us. We individualize patients' plans to get them back to that activity and that sport that they love. And we actually care and listen to our patients and follow up with them, make sure that they're getting the results they need.
Okay, and so the three things that separate you: number one, best training; number two, you specialize in getting people on that field; number three, you're actually listen. Where can I learn more? Because you got me all in, and I don't really want to get fixed, but it's time.
At SanoOrthopedics.com, 816-525-2840.
Hi, this is George Brett, Hall of Fame baseball player, and I've been playing golf for over 35 years. Hitting the ball far was never my problem, but the closer I got to the greens, that's when my problems began. When I wanted a golf practice area in my backyard, I called Celebrity Greens. They are the industry leader in custom-built synthetic golf greens. These championship caliber, low-maintenance greens roll great, react like real bent grass, and hold chip shots that check and spin. I absolutely love mine, not only in Kansas City, but also in Arizona. Call the pros at Celebrity Greens at 1-888-507-7960 or visit them online at celebritygreens.com. Practice like the pros, or people like me that want to be pros, right in your own backyard.
Hey, Brian Sullivan, Golf Underground, with a little tip for you. If you're looking to buy a new Ford, you have to check out my buddy, Jason Gudenkoff at Lewisburg Ford. They've been saving Midwest Ford buyers thousands of bucks for over 40 years because they do business the right way. They sell everything, check this out, for $50 over invoice. That's simple and cheap. And they win a lot of awards. In fact, they won Ford's President's Award 17 times. That's the top Ford award. And they only give it to dealers with superior customer satisfaction in sales and service. So they know how to take care of customers better than anybody. Now, what these guys know how to do also, keep this in mind, sell trucks. Lewisburg Ford has sold more F-150s than any other Ford dealership in greater Kansas City. That's 2 years running. And last year, they were the number one F-150 sales leader in the entire state of Kansas. So, no hassle. $50 over invoice pricing, unparalleled customer satisfaction, and a huge selection. That's a perfect recipe for selling trucks. So, check out all their inventory and prices online at lewisburgford.com or give them a call at 816-444-2300.
New golf clubs, a big screen TV to watch the U.S. Open, or maybe even a new golf cart that I've got my eye on.
No matter how you choose to spend the savings, if you're looking to put a dent in your monthly heating and cooling bills, the answer may be right over your head. If your attic isn't insulated properly, you're missing out on a prime opportunity to cut costs. Call the certified energy experts at Star Companies, Inc., 816-353-2160 for a free estimate to learn how they can help you save money. 816-353-2160 or visit starcompanieskc.com.
All right, let's do this. You have a lesson coming up in a few minutes. All right, we're going to do a little rapid fire, a Masters trivia. All right,
Okay.
and there's a medal at stake here. Okay,
Nice.
because you're not Augusta, and so
We're all playing.
So the four of you. All right, so going to be one winner amongst the four of you. Okay,
Just shout out the answer.
you got to shout out whoever shouts out the answer more quickly. Okay, this could be an absolute wreck right here, but let's try. All right, round one, Masters history. Who was the first international player to win the Masters?
Gary Player.
Wade. It's a waiter. Close. That was good. You probably have to answer.
No, I don't.
Get the hell out of there. All right, number 2. Who holds the record for the lowest 72-hole score?
DJ.
Tiger. Damn it. It's
DJ. DJ.
In that the fall
COVID
Masters,
years,
the
the
COVID,
COVID.
Masters.
All right, question number 3. Who won the Masters in a playoff against Louis Oosthuizen in 2012?
Bubba Watson.
Check. What?
Bubba
Yeah.
Watson.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Bubba Watson.
I thought you said Walton. I thought you said you didn't say who is
Check.
Bubba Watson.
Neither
Check.
did you.
Who's Bubba Watson.
Trebek.
Yeah. All right. What happens to the green jacket after a year?
It stays in
You
your
have to give
lockers.
it back.
Stays in your locker.
Stays in your locker. All right. Next question. Who got that? Waiter. Waiter's up. All right. This is too easy. Which hole starts amen quarter? Quick.
12.
11.
11. You're out. -1 for George.
I'll go Paul Lynn for the block.
-1. Which
Second
hole?
shot on 11, technically.
Which hole is named Azalea?
13.
Check. George, back on the board. All right. Well done. Well done. Which hole is named Camellia?
5.
18.
Yeah, we'll go with you. You win. We don't know that one. All right. Who 4-putted from 3 feet on hole 1 in 2016?
Ernie Els.
Ernie Els.
Oh, Georgie beat it. Georgie beat it.
He might have had a couple. He might have had a couple of cocktails.
All right. Which amateur finished second in the 1956 Masters?
Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus.
Nope.
Van Hogan.
Nope.
Bobby Jones. No.
Arnold Palmer.
You're all off. Ken Venturi.
Oh, good question, Sully.
Yeah. All right. Who won wire to wire with no ties?
Nick Price.
Nope.
No, he's
Fred
never.
I'll give you 4.
Fred Couples.
Jack, Palmer, Floyd, or Tiger?
Floyd.
Floyd. Check. You're on the
He already
board.
put the
Yep.
5-wood in. He put the 5-wood in and dominated.
That's right. That's right. Then he later got in trouble with his mouth on the some of the things he said weren't so good.
That was fuzzy.
That was fuzzy. All right. By how many strokes did DJ win in 2020?
Oh, gosh,
5.
I don't know.
4 or 5.
Hang on. It's got to be around here somewhere. We're going to go with,
I don't remember.
hang on. We're going to go with, stay there. Stay there. The answer is 10.
10. He won by 10.
He did
10.
not
Do you know
win
what
by
Tiger
10.
shot on his opening 9
don't
in
believe that.
96 or 97?
40.
He shot 40.
40, 30.
Shot 40. All right. Who is Ray's Creek named after? A caddy, a farmer, a club founder, or a general?
Caddy.
General.
Correct answer is farmer.
God.
Named after a farmer. All right. Show up to Augusta with range balls and a 15th club. What happens? If someone shows up with range balls and a 15th club, what happens?
I don't know.
You
what
get kicked out.
You're either asked to leave,
Yeah.
B, you're shamed online, you get fined.
Didn't this just happen? A
The,
guy
the,
showed
the
up.
story came back out. Yeah, this guy like 20 years ago showed up with a push cart and spikes on because he thought
Yeah.
his practice round badge meant he got to play around.
So you know what the answer was? He became a legend. All right. I believe it's safe to say that, George, you did a hell of a job in this
Thank
one.
you.
You know,
Thank you.
you struck.
Wow.
No. Sure.
Who is?
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number
yeah.
1
Yeah.
trophy. It's like winning the batting title.
Look at that.
Just another medal.
All right. Well, Justin, listen, we wish you.
I'll take Paul Lynn to block.
Hollywood Squares. Yeah, I got it.
But listen, we wish you the best this season, man. We really do. We're going to root for you. We're going to hope you have fun while you're doing it.
And next year, we're going to come watch you at Augusta.
That sounds great. Bring that plane and your friend.
Wear his sneaky, creepy aviator shades.
The welding glasses.
I don't even know if he still has them.
All right. Hey, wait. Final thing. Who's going to win it? We got to go around. We got to do our picks. Who's going to win it?
I'm taking Xander.
Ooh.
Xander. Okay. Good. Waiter.
Waiter. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. This might kill me. Was Cantlay up there in the top of those strokes gained?
He's not.
I'm going Colin.
I'm going Ludwig.
Yeah, that's
dark horse.
yeah. That's his nice one. I'm going to do a dark horse and a winner, and I'm going to say Justin Rose.
Ooh.
It's a combo, huh? Combo. It's a little bit of both.
I thought you were going to pick Bobby Mack. You like that guy.
Well, you know what?
That's my dark horse.
According,
my dark horse.
according to my notes, Justin Rose won the U.S. Open at Augusta in '87.
Didn't he win the member guest there too?
He did.
He won the member guest, Kevin. Justin Rose.
All right, who's your pick?
Rory.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going Bobby Mack?
That's my dark horse.
He went Ludwig.
I'm going Ludwig.
He went Ludwig.
Love it.
I'm going Harmon.
Dark horse Sung Jae.
It's going to Venmo the winner.
50 bucks. We never pay.
Really Wilcox.
That's the best.
Sully, write these down.
All right.
The best
All
part
right,
about
all right, Justin. We'll get Justin. He's all right. He likes Rory. I like that little Irishman.
I'm going to text Joey and tell him you better be on your game. I got $50 on your boy.
Hey, you got a game pick for tonight? Florida minus 1.5 over
I'll
under.
take Florida by 5 or 6.
Ooh.
Okay, what do you think about the Royals Twins tonight?
I could care less. I hope they both
Okay.
lose.
How about your Cleveland Indians? Who they playing tonight?
I think the Angels, or no, tonight. Wait, I think they're playing.
How
the
about
Angels.
the other day? Ramirez had 3 home runs in Anaheim.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Good. He needs to.
he's a good player.
He's unbelievable.
They were
He
here
really
opening-
is.
They were here.
Wait,
opening
in your
day.
opinion, is he the most underrated player in the league?
Yes, by far. By far.
100%.
Yeah,
That's what.
yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
All right, man. Let's have a good Masters week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You got it.
Play well next week, brother.
Yeah, Justin, good
you.
seeing
Well-
you. Good meeting you.
You too. Thank
Hey,
you,
by the
guys.
way, final thing. Every guy who comes on this program
Wins.
has the best year they've ever had in their life. So there's
Perfect.
nothing but great things ahead for you. All right. Hope you enjoyed it.
When
Great
you
time.
come out and play the Phoenix Open next year, I'll get a hold of you. We'll go play.
I like it.
I'm out
Yes.
there in the wintertime.
Perfect. Straight up.
Yeah.
Clones it at Whisper
No,
Rock.
no shots.
Yeah, we'll do it.
No shots.
Right. A different tee box. A different tee box, though.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, Justin. Hope you enjoyed Golf Underground. Happy Masters week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Justin.
Yep.